Question everything, trust nothing. Whoopsie. There we go. Question everything, trust nothing, except for your boy, CryptoKeeper. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. It's Tuesday, usually a not very exciting day of the week, but here we are. I am glad that you're here. I'm excited to do a little edumacation today. We're going to dive into some different opportunities that are in the crypto space that I think you hear them a lot of times as buzzwords, but a lot of people don't truly understand what's happening in these different categories in the crypto space. And when we look into the world that is crypto, there's so much happening, so much technological advancement where it can be overwhelming. You look around and you hear this buzzword and that buzzword, and you hear RWA and you hear DePIN, you hear AI, you hear gaming, and you hear all of these opportunities, but it's like, where do I go? How do I make money? What do I need to do? So your boy Keeper is here to help with exactly that. We're going to dive into all of that and more today. So stick around. If you have not already, smash those likes. I am trying to grow the channel. Things have been a little rocky as of late, not going to lie. I think part of it's been inconsistency as per being on vacation. So let's get this stream rocking and rolling. Let's have some fun today. Let me jump into the chat. I think I saw an OG in the chat first. Not even sure if he's still around, but he did jump in to say hello. Let's see who was first in the house. Your boy, Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy, good to see you, bro. And shout out to you for Billy Goat Tales. I believe I saw a tweet that said that maybe the entire season of Billy Goat Tales has completed. Maybe, not sure. Maybe somebody can correct me on that. But that was definitely an exciting, excuse me. That was definitely an exciting thing that you did something totally different on X. And I believe that is going to be available as per NFTs. And I am on one of those. So if you guys haven't checked out Billy Goat Tales, check that out. Check out what they've got going on all around. So shout out to you, Crypto Billy. Caffeinated Crypto in the house as always. Caffeinated Crypto, I am right with you. Got my caffeine, my Marine Corps inspired caffeine for today. I am ready to rock, ready to get after it. Thank you for being here as always. Anybody else in the chat right now? Oh boy, I'm going to screw this one up bad, but I'm going to try it. Ninsen Yoda Yamabishi. Ninsen Yoda Yamabishi. Did I just butcher that? Ninsen Yoda. I think, yeah, that's probably right. That's probably close. Tell me if I'm close on how I just pronounced that. If not, hey, much apologies. Still nothing but love. And Sky. That's an easy one to pronounce. So I'm sure that I got Sky correct. I know you guys are giving me too much credit here. So let's start off. Let's check out what's happening in the overall crypto space. Let's check out the market caps and see what's happening over there. Let me share my screen here and let's get into it. All right. So the global crypto market cap is at, drumroll please, 2.469 billion with a B dollars. That is down 0.3%. Let me zoom out a little bit. Bitcoin. Well, actually, let me zoom back in. It's going to be easier for everybody to see. Bitcoin, 63,478, sitting pretty still, up 4.6% over the last day, though. So glad to see that. ETH up 2.5% on the last day, still over that 3K number. Glad to see that. Tether holding strong, just under $1. You know how that goes, guys. That's called a stablecoin. BNB up about 6%. Looking towards that $600 number. That's a number that's been really important. Solana at $154, up 21.4%. I got to tell you, Solana does a lot of up and down action, a lot of opportunities in trading. I have stayed away from Solana, as it were, with trading because for whatever reason, maybe I just suck, but I have had trouble with Solana in terms of trading. I have gotten absolutely chopped up whenever I try to trade Solana. So I've been sticking with Bitcoin with that. XRP up about 9% at 54 cents, doing what XRP has been doing. Not a whole lot, but hey, up a little bit right now. Dogecoin, and then rounding out the top 10, you guys know it, one of my favorites, up 13.2%. Toncoin at $5.84. Toncoin got all the way up to like almost $8. I think it got up to like $7.62. Excited to see where that is headed as Notcoin is out and about now. We've got a lot happening in the Toncoin ecosystem. You guys have heard me talk a lot about the my Trump meme coin over on Toncoin and Tonald. If you guys haven't checked that out, maybe you could jump into my Telegram group. I've got that under my X platform. If you guys aren't following me there, let me actually pull up X. You guys just about saw my private messages. All right, we've got at CryptoWars OG. If you're not already following me there, make sure to do that, please. I'm at 5,060 followers. That's been jumping around just like everything else. We were up to almost 6,000, dropped back down. I can't figure it out, but hey, give me some support. I would appreciate the love on that. Let's jump over to crypto bubbles. A lot of red, but not deep in the red. Render up 10.1%. That is going to be something that we're going to touch on today. Render is one of the assets that we're going to touch on. AIOZ up 15.7%. That's one of the big movers. Everything else pretty slow. Down a couple percent, down a few percent, up a couple percent. The graph's up 2.3%. Fetch AI, I think, is what FET is, up about 4%. So the overall market caps and things that are happening in the crypto space are kind of slow right now. Excuse me. All right, back into the chat. Who just jumped in here? Memories with Mike. Mike, hopefully you are creating good memories today, and hopefully a lot of those in the crypto space. I actually had a call, well, not a call, a text message this morning to my little sister, a buddy of mine. I'm going to bring onto the show soon. Had turned me on to a project called WTK. It's Warz Pay. Supposedly, I believe, according to my buddy Sean, the one that got me involved with this, which, by the way, it's been a great decision. So shout out to you, Sean. Looking forward to having you on the stream if you are watching today. Love you, bro. It is the first fully regulated. Now, this is according to him. I have not dove into this, but effectively, besides Bitcoin, the first fully regulated cryptocurrency in all of blockchain. And that has been absolutely ripping. I texted my little sister because I know she had some money wrapped up in that. And I got back the LFG in all caps. And to see that from my little sister, who is not in the crypto space, just totally made me chuckle, because that is totally a crypto response that, you know, us Kryptonians, the crypto fam, love to use. So she's super excited about her investments growing there. All right, so let's talk about some things that are happening in crypto. I'm going to pull up a few articles today. Jump in, chat if you guys want to get involved. You want to talk about things that are happening. Please, excuse me, I got something in my chest. I'm trying to get out of here. Please feel free to jump in. We can talk about multiple different things as the stream is going live. I will pay attention to the chat, but ultimately, I'm gonna pull up a couple articles. I want to start off with one talking about the U.S. government. A lot of you like my thoughts on government. I try to be careful about this because, you know, YouTube does not like when your boy CryptoKeeper talks about the government. But Arkham found a new Bitcoin wallet owned by the U.S. government. How much Bitcoin is in it? Drum roll, please. I bet you can't guess. It's a lot. Investors are curious about the Bitcoin and altcoin portfolios of giant corporate companies that affect the Bitcoin price with their Bitcoin purchases and sales or moves, and especially the U.S. government, which is very effective on the price. At this point, the crypto analysis company Arkham, which previously detected the Bitcoin wallets of Elon Musk's giant companies Tesla and SpaceX, has now detected a new Bitcoin wallet of the U.S. government. Accordingly, Arkham identified the address where Bitcoin seized by the U.S. government from drug dealer Banmeet Singh during a hearing in January this year were located. According to Arkham data, this address contains, yes, listen to this, 3.94 thousand Bitcoin, worth about $251 million. Including the Bitcoins in the last detected wallet, the U.S. government currently holds 216,811 Bitcoin. That's like $13.83 billion. So here's my first question. My first question is, why would the U.S. government hold $13.83 billion worth of an asset that it deems half the time worthless? Scam. Only crooks hold it. Ask Jamie Dimon. He's not part of the government, but he might as well be, as he's propped up by everything that is the government in the traditional finance system and banking. You can't buy it. I talked to somebody the other day that worked for Chase. Actually, when I was on a boat in Colombia, I was talking to some gentlemen that it's wild. I was on and I'm going somewhere with this, all right? So bear with me here. We were on a little excursion, all right? We were checking out some really cool things in Colombia. And the gentleman in the front seat of this bus, we did one of those touristy things, right? I don't usually do those, but we did one. And I'm actually really glad I did. I had a great time. There was a group of about 5 gentlemen that are actually from my hometown. What are the chances? I'm halfway around the world, and they are in town in the same bus as me from the same hometown. And we started talking to them a little bit later on during the trip, and come to find out they work for, or I think 3 of them worked for Chase Bank, or higher ups in Chase Bank. And so, of course, I had to take it there. I had to ask the question, hey, do you guys own Bitcoin? And one of the guys, retort, he was like, are you kidding me? We're not allowed. And I asked him, I said, does that make sense to you? Does it, like intellectually, does it make sense to you that your boss is telling you that you are not allowed to hold an investable asset, a risk on asset? Does it make sense? His response, no, it doesn't make sense at all. And I said, why do you think that would be? And he thought about it for a minute, and he was like, to be honest with you, I never gave it much thought until you started, bringing it up. So I said, let me explain something to you. When your boss tells you that you are not allowed to hold an asset that he was actively stacking, not just held a little bit, but a lot of it, actively stacking, and they have their own cryptocurrency in JPM coin. Why? There's 2 reasons. One is control. And really, control is kind of the answer all the way around. Actually, somebody just put it into the chat. I see this right here. Memories with Mike says control. Yeah, control is part of it. And the reason that they want that control, and the reason that control is important, is because Bitcoin is, as many people know, a threat to the traditional finance system. So what you have to look at is you have an owner of a massive, massive corporation, right? You have a massive corporation that owns a ton of freaking Bitcoin. But they're telling you, you as an employee are not allowed to own said asset. That makes 0 sense whatsoever. That is your company saying, hey, listen, what's good for me, not for thee. We're allowed to stack. We're allowed to make money. We're allowed to do our thing with investable assets. You as an employee are not. And that tells me one thing. They want people as nothing more than employees. And that's part of what the government narrative is pushing, right? That's part of what the narrative from the government is pushing. They want to pump out a bunch of employees. They want factory workers. There's nothing wrong with being a factory worker, but what they want is just that. They want people that are going to comply, that are going to go along with a set of rules, that are going to go, quote, bell to bell, with schooling, when there's a bell in between classes. Do you know that idea came from the fact that the bell in factories would notify people of lunch, etc. It is intended to continue to click on and hit those parts of your brain that tell you, okay, next. They don't want you opening up your mind and thinking for yourself. Okay. So you got the US government holding $13+ billion of an asset that they also, same government, are chasing after entities like Robinhood. Right? Robinhood, if we look back, Robinhood was what gamified investing. Robinhood came up with a platform that made investing cool. And that's the reality. When we look back to COVID, a lot of people were confined to their houses. They were also printing money like it was going out of style. And so people had some extra disposable income, or some of them did, rather, at any event. And so Robinhood came up with this idea where they could present investing as being cool. I've talked about this before, how you could go to a party right now at a college campus and start talking about your portfolio, and you're going to be able to talk to just about anybody, and everybody's going to have an opinion, and everybody's going to tell you what you're doing right, wrong, or indifferent, right? However, in the past, I'm 39 years old. I'll be 40 in a couple weeks. If I showed up at a party back in my day in college and started talking about my investment portfolio, ain't nothing good going to come from it. People are going to make fun of you. You're not going to be able to, get anywhere with the girls. Nothing like that. But Robinhood made it cool. Now, who is the U.S. government, the SEC, going after right now? They're going after Robinhood. Guys, if you can't put the pieces together where you have the largest banking institution in the world, in Chase, I believe they are the largest banking institution in the world, in Chase. The owner owns a ton of Bitcoin. They invest in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and they tell their employees that they're not allowed to invest in Bitcoin. You have the SEC and the government seizing Bitcoin from drug dealers and all of these other nefarious people, right? And then doing what with it? holding it for the price appreciation to use to further their own agenda. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, right? The whole idea behind investments are to grow over time your ability to create an avenue for you to be able to create more time in your life. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that for me, I'll use myself as an example. I hold the amount of crypto that I hold because I see the opportunity for that number to grow exponentially versus other investments. The reality is the world that we live in today, you're not able to grow. You can't save your way to retirement. You hear it all the time, but it's a fact. You cannot save your way to retirement anymore. You used to be able to. Your parents, your grandparents, they were able to save their way to retirement. They were able to buy a house. They were able to do all of these great things with their investments, or not even really investments, rather their savings. That's not an option right now. And the biggest thing that's pushing against you, or one of the big things pushing against you, one of the two big things, is the fact that inflation has run rampant. And they show you numbers every single month that say, oh, it's decreasing, it's declining. No, it's not. It's just gone down versus what it was the month before. It doesn't mean that it's not a net pot. It's not a continued net higher number. That continues to grow, right? We have so many different problems in the world today, and a hard money asset like Bitcoin that has a finite supply that cannot be manipulated is an opportunity for the regular average person. And they don't like it because they want you to be the person renting. They want you to be the person that's working bell to bell at the factory. They want you to be the compliant, do whatever you're told type of individual. They don't like people in crypto. They just don't, because we are forward thinking, and we're forward thinking in a way that long term could effectively X out the traditional banking system as we know it. If you don't see that, then you're not paying attention, because decentralized finance could genuinely shut down the banking system as we know it. There's already loans that are going out, Bitcoin loans that you can take for homes, etc. You can buy cars. You can do so much with your crypto assets right now that ultimately, with some more time, with some more growth in technology, we could say to hell with the banks. Right? There's peer-to-peer things that are going on that we're going to talk about here in a little bit. The things that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about, well, here, let me show you. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about DePIN. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about gaming. We're going to talk about RWA, real world assets. And I'm going to explain what all of those are and how we can use them to our advantage. So smash the likes if you have not already. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you turn on the bell notifications. I have people tell me all the time, they don't get notified when I'm live. They don't get notified when I'm live. They don't get notified when I'm live. And I think a big part of it, if I'm being real, is the fact that I used to talk pretty heavy on some political issues that people just, that the liberal left does not love to hear from somebody in crypto who is promoting something that could get us away from the traditional finance system. Right? It's just a fact. My boy CryptoFace, Anthony Fonseca is not CryptoFace. Okay, back up. Anthony Fonseca is referencing CryptoFace here. He says, Face has talked about this. Nowadays, if you want to be able to own a home in the future and do well for yourself, you got to take a swing at something. You can't just save your way to something like that as you used to. And it is a fact. It is an absolute fact. There is a reason that businesses are struggling. There is a reason that the everyday person is struggling. There is a reason that we ultimately are looking around wondering, where the heck is all of our freaking money? We have massive amounts of tax dollars that are going where? Not into our own economy, right? We spend all of this money on taxes to then what? Ship it overseas, right? And I'm going to be careful, okay? I'm going to be careful here, okay? But the reality is the same government, to make this really simple, that's stacking Bitcoin and holds 13 point something billion dollars of Bitcoin, is the same government that is trying to keep you from holding it. Just digest that for a minute. The same government that holds 13 point something billion dollars in Bitcoin as an investable asset for themselves is the same government trying to keep you from investing in it. It's just very clear and simple. They don't want you to have the same opportunities as they do. They want you to be the own nothing and be happy class of people. And people in crypto are saying, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to take a step forward. And one of the people, pull up this next article, one of the people that has been, battling against crypto is SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. And the sad thing about this is that I'd love to say that Gary Gensler is an idiot. I'd love to say that, like, okay, hold on a second. I do think he's an idiot, but he's not actually stupid, right? He was, I believe it was MIT. I think he was a blockchain professor at MIT. And when you have somebody who is a blockchain professor at MIT, that means very likely they understand the blockchain space. So they recruit someone that understands this space maybe better than most all of us to then fight against it, right? He is a well-paid actor to tell each and every one of you why you shouldn't be involved in crypto and why it's so bad and why you're investing in unlicensed, unregistered securities, right? When, again, Gary Gensler, just like the rest of the freaking government mafia, is stacking those same cryptocurrencies that they're telling you not to stack. I like what Caffeinated Crypto said. And I don't think it's a think caffeinated. I think it's a fact. Pretty sure he's a puppet. I'm pretty positive he's a puppet, right? And yes, taxes, they suck, right? They definitely suck. So smash the like if you are on board so far. We're going to talk about how to make money in all of these different areas. I am going to pull up this next article. We'll talk about this, and then we're going to dive in. And as a reminder, listen, this is what we're going over today because a lot of people, these are buzzwords, but they don't truly understand them. I'm going to break these down for you, and we're going to talk about some opportunities, right? We're going to talk about DePIN, AI, gaming, and RWA. And if you can see my little beautiful arrows, they're all up and to the right. Why are they up and to the right? Because these are going to be narratives. These are going to be crypto opportunities that are going to give you the ability to make money. Let that sink in. To make money. And that's what we're here for, right? If you are here just to hang out because you think, I got a nice beard or cool hair or cool tattoos or I wear a bulletproof vest, nobody else does that. Well, that's all good and well, right? I appreciate you. But let's make money. Let's figure this out. Are you a trader? We can talk about that. I'm going to pull up a chart here in just a second. Cool. Let's make some money there. Are you a long-term investor? Cool. Let's make some money there. Are you a swing trader? Cool. Let's make some money there. But to do all of these different things and to make money pressing forward in the economy that we're in right now, we have to be forward thinking and we have to understand the space that we are in, and we have to have a fundamental understanding of what we are getting into and what our game plan is to capitalize on these markets. If you don't understand and you're just jumping in blindly, I'm praying for you. I wish you the best of luck, but I would challenge you, try to learn why. Why? Because if you can understand the narrative on some of these things, it will give you the conviction to be able to take the next step forward when things get tough, as opposed to backpedaling out of a position. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just somebody that has a microphone, that has a few people watching, that understands the idea of investments for a better future. For myself, for my daughter, for my grandkids. No old jokes. I don't have any grandkids yet. My daughter is not even 3. Okay. Let's talk about Gary Gensler for a minute here. So SEC Chair Gary Gensler speaks about cryptocurrencies. There is the lizard man himself. Not a fan. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler spoke about cryptos after Robinhood move. Bitcoin rose above 65K, and it started the week positively. However, fell to 63K after the news that the SEC sent a Wells notice to the U.S.-based cryptocurrency platform Robinhood. While the SEC Robinhood remains hot on the agenda, SEC Chairman spoke to CNBC's Andrew Sorkin. Answering some questions, he said, many cryptocurrencies are securities under the law. However, investors are not given the explanations they need. Cryptocurrencies continue to be a big part of fraud, and problems in general. Do you notice, right? Do you notice that the only thing that they ever point to is fear? Fear. They point you towards fraud, scary. Don't click on things. Don't do this. Don't do that. You're going to get screwed. You're going to lose your money. They point to that. And then they point to, oh, you're buying and holding unregistered securities. What are both of those things trying to do? Both of those things are trying to scare you out of your investment thesis. And if you're here right now, there's a pretty good chance that you have an investment thesis. Like I said, whether it's short, medium, or long term, you've got a game plan, I hope, to be able to capitalize, like I said, on these markets. Okay. So you have to understand that narratives in crypto are also narratives that the government is watching and is going to try to utilize fear to scare you out of. When we had the pandemic, the government used fear-mongering with everybody to further their agenda. They will do the same thing with your finances because at the end of the day, or they're going to try to do the same thing with your finances because at the end of the day, money is what this is all about. It's all about money. And I'm sure many of you know that, but you can get caught up in it, right? You start reading these articles and it gets scary and they're talking about this and that. And am I going to get in trouble for doing this? Am I holding something I shouldn't hold? Blase, blase, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. These same people that are trying to scare you out of this asset class are the same people that are stacking up on said cryptocurrencies. It's just a fact. Crypto Chef in the house. Good to see you, Crypto Chef. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Just a reminder, smash those likes. I love you guys. Hey, if you're looking to trade, if you want to get a piece of the action with Trading Wars, Mondays and Thursdays, we just lost another person yet yesterday. Jenna X, we love you. You did a great job. First season made it almost to the end. This season did very well, but Jenna X is gone. She will no longer be. Now she might come on and hang out and have some fun, but ultimately she just got X'd off the show yesterday. Had a little bit of a rough day, but hey, Jenna, shout out to you. You did a fantastic job. Crypto Chef's got his second like. Okay, fantastic. Crypto Chef, could you make yourself about I don't know, maybe 250, 300 accounts, and while we're on the show, and just give me 250, 300 likes, whatever. Appreciate you. Okay. So Gary Gensler trying to scare you out of anything and everything that is cryptocurrency related while going after Robinhood currently. And if they're willing to go after Robinhood, you have to understand that they are willing to do just about anything. They are desperate to be able to keep the average person down. Think about the amount of money. Collectively that people maybe that you jump around on these channels have made off of the small amount. I know the amount of money that I've invested in crypto versus what my portfolio looks like right now. And I'm telling you, you couldn't do that anywhere else. Nowhere else. Nowhere. You factually could not do what I've done anywhere else. And when the average person gets the opportunity to be above average, because of an asset class that threatens the banking system, that gets scary. Not for us. It's fantastic for us. It gets scary for the banks. It gets scary for the government because they like their social status. They like their elitist games that they play. They don't want you and I to be at the dinner parties that I talk about. All right? We're not invited. We're not invited. And the moment that some regular person decides to make investment moves that put them at the table, and enough people then get to sit at the table that otherwise shouldn't be there. Now, all of a sudden, we have a landscape that could potentially change the world as we know it forever in investing, in banking, all of it. It could change the entire landscape of the monetary system as we know it. And that is really what gets scary. Now, let me take a brief pause here just for a little bit, something fun, but this also ties into what I'm talking about. And then we're going to dive into, just as a third reminder, we're going to dive into DePIN, AI, gaming, and real-world assets. So stick around for that. Crypto Chef, glad that you agree. So many of you know that I went to Ohio State University. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but there's a very interesting occurrence at OSU. This was maybe yesterday. I don't know. University speaker takes ayahuasca, shills Bitcoin, and gets booed. The Ohio State University commencement speech included Bitcoin shilling and some cringe-worthy karaoke, all fueled by psychedelics. What do you know? They're talking trash about anybody that wants to talk about Bitcoin. Chris Pan appeared grateful to be the OSU commencement speaker. The boos from 60,000 Ohio State University graduates and their guests swelled as alum and commencement speaker Chris Pan explained, I see Bitcoin as a very misunderstood asset class. Throughout history, oh shoot, get out of here. These freaking articles or these ads. Throughout history, Ohio State's commencement speech has been delivered by notable figures, including former President Barack Obama, former U.S. Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci, and astronaut Neil Armstrong. This year it was Pan, a 1999 OSU alum who's since gone on to become a social entrepreneur, musician, inspirational speaker who did the honors. It is decentralized and finite, which means no government can print more at will, he said at the stadium full of graduates about Bitcoin. In the early days, the exchanges for Bitcoin were prone to hacks and fraud, but this issue has been solved with the recent launch in Bitcoin ETFs. Moans and groans spread across the 60,000 people in attendance as Pan continues to shill Bitcoin. This is embarrassing, a student could be heard saying during the circulating video. Watch this. Let me see if I can get this to. Okay. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but he starts to talk about Bitcoin. Okay. At the commencement speech at OSU. Okay. And the immediate response from the college graduates, sorry that you guys couldn't hear the sound. I thought that it was going to be pushing through, but the immediate response was, oh, Bitcoin. Well, all you dumbasses. Okay. Let's call it like it is. The man on stage talking about Bitcoin, talking about a finite asset class, talking about something that is going to be and has been life-changing for so many people, I will all but guarantee you is in a fiscally better situation, a financially better situation than every single one of you. And part of the problem with our institutions today is that they don't want, same thing, except for, look, like college, etc. You're supposed to learn something, right? You're supposed to go through school to be better and to earn more money and to do all of these great things, right? You spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, some people even more than that, on schooling, whether it's their parents or themselves, go into a massive amount of debt, whatever, to do what? Well, the idea is to be able to press on to be a successful human being in our society. There is a huge problem in 2024 if a commencement speaker at the Ohio State University, OHIO, is talking about Bitcoin, and the first thing that happens is people start to boo. They start to boo. Why do you think that is? Look around our college campuses nationwide. Look at the agendas that are pushed. There is no good reason on planet Earth for these college graduates to not have been introduced to an asset class like cryptocurrencies, or at a minimum, just Bitcoin itself. The reason that it's not, I'll point back to the start of the show, the first 15 minutes of the show, right? Because they don't want all of these graduates to understand their finances. They don't want to understand the opportunity that they have in a decentralized world moving forward. That's not the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. The agenda pushed through schools, like I said, is to create workers, to create employees, not to create free-thinking individuals that are able to take advantage of their capital investments and create a future for themselves and their kids. That's not the agenda. The agenda is to keep each and every one of you distracted. The agenda is to keep everybody pointing at things worldwide that ultimately have no daily bearing, for the most part. Let's call it like it is, right? I know I'm tiptoeing here, but that have no bearing on your daily life, but want to push so much division and so much hatred and whatnot that they're willing to protest. Right? That's what's being pushed in school. When they went around to some of these protests, and I'm not getting into the specifics, I'm just going to say protests. When they went around to some of these protests, guess what? They interviewed people, and people didn't even know what they were there for. They didn't even know what they were protesting. Literally did not know. Monkey see, monkey do. If everybody else is doing it, well, I better do it. So when you have a whole bunch of people that are being brainwashed by the centralized education system that is run by our government, that is pushing agendas by our government, of course you're going to get people booing when Bitcoin comes up, because that is the whole agenda of keeping the monetary system the way that it is, with the banking institutions in charge. Tell me somebody in the chat that I'm wrong. God, I hope nobody says I'm wrong, because daggone, I feel like it's so obvious. Part of the problems that I've had in the past, with the channel, and I think part of the reason that I've had growth issues, and it's like I'm over it, right, is because I want to talk about real things like this. This stuff affects us on a daily basis, right? Check this out. Crypto Chef. We used to teach how to balance a checkbook in school. My daughter's 13, never even seen any homework on financials or knows what money is. Think about that. We live in a digital world where everything is just the swipe of a card, touch your phone to it, whatever. Click a button on a computer screen, right? Money is just this figmentative, like the figment of everyone's imagination. It's numbers on a screen, and it's nothing more than that. So just click the button and make sure there's numbers in the accounts, and you'll be good to go. Just follow what do what the government tells you to do, right? Listen in school, memorize what they tell you, and boom, done. That's it. We just, oh wow, okay, if I work this many hours, I get paid this much, and I just continue to press forward. Well, guess what? That's the hourly mindset. And again, be clear, I'm not hating on people that are doing hourly work. What I'm trying to say is that there are people, there's an ass for every seat, right? But they want every ass for every seat to be in the mindset of a not free thinking American that can press forward their financial future. That's it. Is it? It's literally that simple. Do as we tell you to do to keep our system in place, so that we can play with interest rates, so that we can print money, and so that we can push our agenda further. And oh, by the way, we're going to keep each and every one of you distracted while we do it with things like stuff on TikTok, stuff on Instagram, stuff on the news. We're going to keep you distracted by all of it. And when somebody comes on and talks about something good, we're going to toss a headline in that reminds you that this guy's taking ayahuasca. I don't know if he was actually on ayahuasca when he did the speech, but I'm just saying they try to belittle anyone that steps forward saying anything good about this new decentralized finance, this new thing called cryptocurrency, right? That's it. Pablo Chuca said, hell yeah, keep it, spit it, keeper. I appreciate you, Pablo. Dave Digital says, if you talk about these things, your channel will end up like Rice's. I'm not against talking about these things, but YouTube's not the platform. X is, if your goal is YouTube growth. It's tough, Dave. I struggle with that. People need to hear this. People need to understand what our goals are. And the reason that I'm tiptoeing around it and not calling out all the specific agendas and using words that are going to get me in trouble is because I do want to grow here. Right? I know there's a lot of people that think like me, right? I know there's a lot of people that probably agree with what I'm saying. And there's a lot of people that are scared to come out and say some of the things that I'm happy to say, right? I want everybody in here to win. So let's talk about winning. Bring it up again. DePIN, AI, gaming, real world assets. But before we do that, let me pull up a chart. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. All right. Obviously, we're here for crypto. Got on my soapbox a little bit there, but I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. You guys are great. All right. So you guys know how I roll. I like to use my my little fixed range volume profiles. All right. So check this out. The last 24 hours. What do we see here? Let me pull up my little marker here. What do we see here? Value area high. Value area low on a wick. Jump back up past the point of control. Value area low. Value area low. Value area low. Wick through. Value area low. Up. Jump up. Got a whole set of candles here. Now this is on the 15-minute, right? All at the point of control. Up. Back down. Right to the value area low. Passed up the point of control, back down, value area low. Back up, we start playing around again around the point of control. We go all the way up, value area high. Guys, can you not see what's happening here? This is important. You need to understand volume, as it were, in the crypto space. This is where people are buying and selling. And when you can identify areas of high volume, you can then identify opportunities. Where are opportunities on this chart? Opportunity on this chart right here. Look what happened. Whoop. Right now, we're right around the point of control. Now, you need to do some more analysis to see whether the opportunity is down towards the value area low or whether it is up towards the value area high. That's definitely important, obviously, right? So then we use other things, right? Like we use the prime oscillator chart. So I don't know, about an hour ago, right? We had the green ribbon twist over to red. We head down to the downside. Okay, let's see what else do we have on market cipher B, right? We saw money flow with a red dot coming down to the downside, right? On the high IQ oscillator, same thing, coming down to the downside, and it all amounted to movement to the downside. That's confluence in multiple different areas on top of the fact that volume is the key indicator for where these markets are headed, right? Guys, if you're going to trade, please figure out a strategy that works for you. Once I figured out these volume profiles, once I figured out using that in confluence with some trends, right? Obviously, trend lines, super important, okay? Volume, trend lines, confluence with some indicators. Guys, I've been able to be relatively successful when I do trade. Now, I don't look for home runs. I've learned to look for smaller opportunities, but the facts are simple. We switch right back over here. Look at all of those points that I have circled where we're hitting exactly on those volume profiles. Look how many opportunities. Look at the opportunities you would have had just playing the upper band to the point of control, to the upper, point of control, upper, back down to the lower, towards the upper. Guys, I know I got a bunch of hogwash scribbling on there right now, but there's so many different opportunities, right? Ranging is what's happening. And those ranges, if you can identify where they are, that's where you're going to be able to make money, right? Dave Digital says, I'm a range trader. Prices range 80% of the time. Take that in. I don't know that stat's right or not, but I'm gonna trust you on this, Dave. If prices are ranging 80% of the time and you can identify that range, don't you think we can make some money? I do. Okay, let's go over. Let's talk about some of these things. Let's start off with DePIN. Okay, so let me give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up. Categories, DePIN. Okay, there we go. Okay, so DePIN. Let's start with DePIN. So a lot of you've heard the term DePIN, okay? Most of you don't know what it stands for, though, okay? It stands for Decentralized Private Information Retrieval, okay? Basically, it refers to technologies that enhance privacy and security by allowing users to retrieve data from a server or network without revealing the specific data that they're accessing. And this is really important in blockchain, right? It's really important because user privacy is inherently at risk. It's inherently at risk because of what? The transparent nature of blockchain, right? So here's the potential use cases for DePIN and why this is important. Then I'm going to show you some of the assets and opportunities that we have, right? Number one, enhanced privacy, okay? So you can hide user activity and whatever interest you have from other people that are watching the networks. That protects you against targeted attacks, surveillance, and the like. Okay. The next one, secure data queries. It gives you those secure private searches across this decentralized network without exposing the content at which you are querying. Okay. I like it. Now, here's a big one. Data sharing and collaboration. Okay. This gives us secure and confidential data sharing among multiple people without revealing whatever, it might not be sensitive, it might be sensitive, but whatever information that you are trying to move. So why is this important? Why is this so appealing? Because there's an increasing demand in crypto for privacy solutions that protect the data, but still at the same time right? Go with the ethos, the decentralized ethos of crypto, right? So as this digital privacy continues to grow, that interest in DePIN and similar technologies continues to do the same, right? So this is an opportunity that I just don't want you guys to miss out on. Okay, let me click over here. Boom. DePIN. Okay, let's look at DePIN right here. 28. Let me zoom out a little bit. Boop, boop. Come on. There we go. $28 billion market cap. Okay. It is number 19 categorically. Okay. So let's click in here. Let's see what happens when we click in here. 28.623 billion with a B dollars. It's up 1.44. It's got $1.441 billion in trading volume. Let's look at some of these options. Render. Many of you have probably heard of Render. Let me zoom in a little bit. Render. We've got Filecoin. The Graph. The Graph is one of those that ultimately, guys, man, I dropped the ball last run. I took profits, way too early. I believe that I was buying the Graph at a penny. It's at 30 cents. It's up 24.6% in the last week. Fantastic opportunity, right? We've got Arweave. We've got Theta. We've got BitTorrent, Akash, AIOZ, Helium, which I've got a Helium miner actually sitting in front of me. IOTA, whatever. Did something for them last market. They're just kind of old tech. But what's the reality here? There's a lot of opportunities. So number 27 overall, 37, 48, 53. This is in market cap, guys. 53, 57, 84, 90, 103. Guys, they're big enough. They're big enough. A lot of these are big enough that you can invest in them without feeling like, you're getting into something that's so small that it's like incredibly risky, right? So like it's a large enough opportunity that it's not something that just theoretically, right? Obviously anything we've seen what happened last run would just theoretically go away, right? But over the next, let's just say 5 to 10 years, as these decentralized ethos of crypto continues to grow, as privacy and security concerns continue to grow, and people get more and more just better in the realm of blockchain, how can DePIN not be an opportunity? And so I would challenge you, if you have dry powder on the side, none of this is financial advice, but if you have dry powder on the side and you are looking for opportunities in the crypto space, right? Look at some of the narratives at play. DePIN's the ones that I'm talking about today that I've showed you this thing freaking 5 times. DePIN, AI, gaming, RWA. These are all narratives in the crypto space. And it's not because somebody's selling you something. It's because they actually have an opportunity and a real world use case with them to help you be able to make money. That's what we're here for. We're here to make money. We're here to make money. So DePIN is definitely, in terms of what I'm looking at, let me zoom out here, an opportunity that I just don't want people to miss out on. And I think a lot of people didn't truly understand what DePIN was. And so now that you guys understand that, maybe it's something that you can dig into some more. The one right after DePIN is AI, is obviously artificial intelligence. And a lot of you hear a lot about artificial intelligence, right? But don't really know like what applications it has, right? And I think this is an important one here. We hear AI, we hear all the scary things that happen with AI, right? And chat, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me with it. Smash the like while you're at it. Make sure you've got the bell notification on. I am on a roll today. You know what? There has not been a ton of people on the stream today, but for those of you that have, please let me know if you guys have enjoyed the stream today. I want to do more stuff like this that really dives into the world of why things are happening, how we can make money, where the opportunities are, and continue to grow as a community. All right, so let's talk about AI, right? AI in crypto encompasses like lots of different applications. Most of them are about efficiencies, right? They're basically, it's trying to make things as efficient as possible. Let's talk about some use cases. Number one, trading algorithms. All right, there's a lot of AI-driven bots that execute trades and manage portfolios they can analyze the market faster than you, and they can optimize using that and see these trends and patterns that aren't going to be visible or are going to be very tough unless you're an expert in for like the, just the average observer, the casual person. So now, should you jump on every single, AI trading opportunity, AI algo? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that these computers have gotten very good at spotting trends. And if maybe you've done DYOR, you've done some of your own research, that these can be an opportunity in the AI space for you to use. Now, a big one that the government talks about, right? Everything's fraud, right? Well, guess what? AI can be used for fraud detection and security, right? It helps you identify security threats because it is analyzing, again, patterns and seeing data that are unusual, where it can detect and blast through all of this information all at once. There can be information and patterns that would say, hey, fraud, 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 that you and I might not see right off the bat. So boom. Number 3, smart contracts. Guys, smart contracts are if then, and you get to fill in the if and the then, right? So if AI can assist in optimizing smart contracts, test them, secure them, reduce errors, all of those things, it's just going to enhance performance. It's just going to enhance the performance of these contracts, right? And so ultimately, it just allows you to enhance your efficiencies all the way around. It's going to give you a deeper insight into market dynamics, higher security standards, right? It's going to automate things that otherwise are very complex processes, right? This is going to help you put together an infrastructure that aligns with just basically greater trends in the crypto space, which is going to help you transform your portfolio. That's really what this comes down to. How can I transform my portfolio? How can I do the best with what I have? Right? Enrique says it's fake and gay. Well, Enrique, I don't know about it being gay, but it's definitely not fake, right? It is actively changing the landscape that we live in. So I will push back on you a little bit, right? I'll pull this up. We're all going to end up in the chairs like Wally, aren't we? Enrique, I hope not. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is take advantage of the technology. Take advantage of it. Now, be careful with the same technology, but take advantage of it if you are able to. There's so much opportunity there. We make a lot of mistakes as humans that AI otherwise doesn't make because it's able to analyze so much data so fast all at once that if we know the application that we're using in small bits and pieces, we can continue to win. And a lot of the AI algorithms and bots and whatever, they're these small little wins. And again, none of this is financial advice. I'm not saying you're going to win with an AI bot. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that if you have done your research, you can use technology to your advantage. That's what I'm saying. And it's just factual information. All right. So AI is definitely a good one. Now let's talk about, well, actually, hold on. Let me go into AI. Let me go in there. Let's look at some tokens on AI. Excuse me. Where is AI? Here we go. Boom. Let's look at some AI tokens. And again, I don't know a lot about a lot of these, right? But we're going to look at some of them. $27.676 billion market cap. All right. Render. First. Fetch AI. Up 24.8% on the day. Render. Up 49% on the day. BitTensor up 17.6%. The Graph up 24.3%. Singularity Net, Akash, AIOZ, Ocean Protocol. Guys, these are all opportunities in the space that is AI, and they've all been winning. AI is and will be used as a buzzword in the crypto space. Okay. But if you've done some research, if you've done some back testing, and if you don't want to do your own research, hey, I've got a link down below the stream that you can check out that will definitely take away the research that need be done. It's definitely something that I would challenge each and every one of you to look into with Systine, with Systine.ai. If you guys haven't looked into that, make sure that you do. I'm telling you, you will not regret looking into Systine.ai. Forrest is a genius and has done some really great things. That's also a way that you can help support the stream. But hey, he has helped make me a decent chunk of money by doing a bunch of research that I otherwise, was not prepared or had the time to do. All right, let's talk about gaming. Gaming, right? Third on the list. Gaming is important really for entertainment purposes, right? Crypto continues to grow. Gaming continues to grow. Why not grow in conjunction with each other? So many people playing. So many people love that escape from their everyday life. They love it, right? They get to go home, kick back, relax, pick up a controller, and just maybe disappear for a while. And for a lot of people, that's valuable. It's not for everybody, but there is a ton of money in the gaming sector. So if we look at cryptocurrency, if we look at gaming where people are spending money, we look at cryptocurrency where people like the opportunities of making more money. We blend the two together. What do we get? Opportunity. So I think gaming is one of those that you definitely don't want to just dismiss. Now it kind of goes in waves a little bit as to, you got to pay attention. Which games are on top? Why are they on top? Is it because the game opportunities in the crypto space are so good? Or is it because the actual game itself? Because a lot of the blockchain gaming has kind of sucked, right? And so you need to look at that. But gaming is a big one. So we've got Immutable X. Pull this up. Immutable X is one. Beam is one. Ronin, Engine Coin, Scale, Wax, Blue Zell, Oasis, Marble X, Combo. Guys, I don't know about half of these. And again, reminder, I'm not promoting any of these. I'm just saying that the gaming sector has a lot of money continuing to be poured into it. And if you're able to find a spot where a game is just absolutely taking over, or a game is just going to, it's a game that just is never going to continue to not be played, right? One of those games like Call of Duty, one of those games like Fortnite, one of those games that just everybody wants to play, and they're able to incorporate crypto into that. Why would you not want to take advantage of making money within those, even if you don't play the damn games, right? Even if you don't play them, you can spot, hey, fantastic game, great crypto opportunity, lots of people play said game. Monkey make money, right? You have an opportunity to make money, and that's what we're here for, right? Smash the like if you haven't already. Just as a reminder, guys, we're almost an hour into the stream. I freaking love you guys. You guys have been great as always. I appreciate all of your continued support. Hang on, give me 1 second. Let me just check this real quick. I've been waiting for this message. Let me see. Boom, boom. Great. I will see you then. Thanks. Sorry, guys. I had an appointment that I needed to confirm there real quick. All right. So gaming. All right. What's the last one on the list, guys? RWA. RWA. Let's talk about RWA. I'm guessing that the majority of you know what RWA stands for, but I'm going to break it down for you. So real world assets, right? That is the tokenization of physical or off-chain assets using blockchain. It makes effectively a physical asset accessible within the crypto ecosystem, right? There's a lot of use cases for this, but the main use cases I would say are enhancing liquidity, right? Because it allows you to take a traditionally illiquid asset like real estate, commodities, art, right, into tradable tokens, right? What's that do? That gives new finance opportunities by using the asset that is traditionally illiquid as collateral for loans, investment products, DeFi, all of these different applications. Guess what else it does, right? It also gives opportunities to people that otherwise would not have opportunity to invest in that illiquid asset. Think about the amount of money that it takes to get into real estate for most people, right? Think about it. You have to have a large amount of capital, generally, as a general rule. Now, you used to be able to go to banks and just scoop up some liquidity, no big deal. It's tough now. You've got to have a large amount, and you've got to be willing to take in, the mailbox money in small little bits and pieces. But you got to have that large capital up front to basically finance the front end of that deal. Well, with RWAs, with real world assets, now we can tokenize that and we can put in much less money. Now, a lot less of a yield because you're putting a lot less in, but it allows me to grab little piece parts of assets that otherwise are just sitting there doing nothing. Think about tokenizing a house. Think about maybe you and 10 of your buddies or whatever, right, are able to tokenize a house, and you guys are all able to toss in 50K, but not one of you individually has 500K. Right. And the 50K made sense over time with the real estate market growing, depending on what interest rates are at. This gives opportunities on smaller scales, whereas people otherwise in the past would not have had that opportunity. Same thing with some commodities opportunities as well. Maybe you don't have the massive chunk that you need to really get in, but this allows you to dip your toe in. This allows you to get involved into maybe multiple different sectors that you otherwise would not have been able to get. It makes it more efficient, transparent, and accessible for those assets for everybody, right? Effectively, this is how I kind of look at it, right? The technology with RWAs really democratizes access that were previously only available to institutions or high net worth individuals, right? What's that do? Well, it broadens the investor base, right? And it ultimately potentially increases market stability and liquidity. How is that anything other than a win? How is that anything other than a win? It's a win. It is giving an opportunity where otherwise there was not an opportunity. This is going to be another sector that is going to revolutionize crypto that the traditional system is scared to death of. Scared to death. I promise you, scared to death. Think about the power that comes from being able to tokenize otherwise illiquid assets by some of the smaller fish in the sea. And now all of a sudden, we all get to play in the pond. We all of a sudden get to sit down at the dinner parties because we all own a little piece. Ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. That's huge. If you can't see the writing on the wall with that one, well, you're watching the wrong channel because, I basically have just spoon fed it to you. It's right there. So I want to just show you how much opportunity is in the crypto space and the things that are happening, revolutionizing our world, as it were, with finance today. Period. That's what this stream's been about, right? How do we take opportunities and turn them? How do we take technological advancements in the crypto space and turn them into opportunities for the average everyday person? How do we do it? Well, I just explained it to you for the 10th time. Here's some. DePIN, AI, gaming, RWA. DePIN, right? Cloud services, right? Security, right? AI, ultimately, lots of opportunities to utilize technology. Gaming, everybody wants to play games, and the opportunities to be able to earn money while playing games, fantastic. And then the biggest, I think, of them is probably RWA, because it is democratizing investments and investment thesis and investment opportunities. It allows you to dip your toes in where you otherwise wouldn't have been able to dip your toes. That's what it comes down to, Crypto fam, I love each and every one of you. It's been a great stream. I feel like today was a fantastic stream. If you guys felt like it was a fantastic stream, smash the like. If you didn't feel like it was a fantastic stream, well, do me a favor, rub my back, smash the like anyway, because damn it, it was a good stream. Okay. I love you guys, right? Make sure. So look, Patriot Caveman says it right here. This is so frustrating. Once again, no alert. I'll rewatch it. Patriot Caveman, I love you, bro. Thank you for being here. I also messaged you back, Patriot Caveman, about something that you asked me about. So I'll just check that out. Crypto Chef said, love you too, man. Thanks for everything, bro. I love each and every one of you. You guys have been instrumental in allowing this channel to stay alive. I do want to remind everybody I am still doing Flipper Hodl. The sponsorships have been kind of scattered, few and far between, but there's going to be like $5,000 up for grabs here soon. So make sure that you guys are tossing in those super chats. It is a way to help support the stream too. I really appreciate every single one of you. You guys are fantastic. I love you. I appreciate you. Question everything. Trust nothing except for your boy CryptoKeeper. And until next time, hodl like it's hot. We will see you soon. Hope you guys have a great day.